Here we have the current stock market update for NVIDIA Corporation, stock ticker NVDA. Before we begin, if you find these educational materials to be helpful in your trading, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts below in the comments section so that other traders will be able to find this information more easily on the platform. So here we have the 1 hour price chart. Each candle on this time frame represents a 1 hour trading period. And as we can see here, the stock price itself is attempting to form a base and make a run higher. As we can see currently, we did see a bit of a new lower low yesterday, coming in right around, I believe it was 113.24. Is that correct? Yeah, 113.24. So we did see a little bit of a downside price movement continuation yesterday, but share prices have since then started to move back in the positive direction, and we're now starting to grind through some of these short-term support levels that were outlined in prior analysis videos. So in this video, we will be looking at some important price zones, some key support and resistance levels that can hopefully allow traders to develop profitable trading strategies for this stock going forward. So as I said, the near-term price flow is now coming in at 113.24. This is the main level to watch to the downside. If we did see a break below there, share prices would then be trading below the entire exponential moving average cluster, and then we would probably be in store for a series of lower lows if that were to continue occurring, because the prior price low came in at 114.35. Then we're looking at 113.24. So anything below there would sort of represent a continuation here to the downside. Overall, though, what we're starting to see here is a share price movement that is starting to look more encouraging. As we said in the prior video, we were starting to see some short-term downtrend lines start to develop. And then in addition to that, we have a much broader and larger head and shoulders pattern that has the potential to be forming at this moment. If this price pattern were to play out, this would be a massive price movement lower, and I'm almost hoping that it doesn't play out, just because it seems it seems incredibly unlikely that the actual projections here would actually play out as they would typically be expected, as far as the conventional wisdom or the textbook price projections would go. If we did ultimately see a break below this $100 level, the distance between the head of the pattern and the neckline of the pattern is over $30 per share. So with essentially, this would put us right around $70 per share for the overall expectation for share prices, and that just seems incredibly unlikely to me at the moment. So the fact that this is starting to resolve in the other direction and starting to invalidate the pattern does seem to be a much more satisfying or preferable scenario, because it just seems incredibly unlikely that we would actually see prices move back towards $70. Although there are some people that actually think that this could be the case. I've seen several comments from people calling for $50 per share and even lower. So I guess some people wouldn't be surprised if they saw that sort of price level trading. However, I find that to be incredibly unlikely. So this near-term price movement above this 116.78 resistance zone is encouraging, because now to the top side, what we're looking at is a near-term price high coming in just below the 120 mark. So right around 119 per share is what we're seeing currently. And of course, this major resistance zone that we're seeing here near term comes in just below 120.80. If we were to see a share price break above that level, that would then invalidate this entire head and shoulders pattern, because you would have to start to redraw the right shoulder, and you can only do that so many times before it starts to become, sort of absurd and ridiculous. You can't just keep revising the pattern so that it fits a belief or something like that. So if we were to see a share price break above 120.80, that would invalidate this bearish price pattern. And it would sort of get us off the hook as far as, this expected massive downside price movement that could send share prices back towards $70 per share. So we haven't quite gotten there yet. It is starting to look as though this will be happening, because we did see a break of this roughly 117 resistance zone. But we do have a little bit more work to do here, because we have not yet broken above 120.80. So assuming this does happen, if this does start to occur, what would be the next upside projection? Well, here we can see that the next clear level of resistance does come in at this 131.26 area. That would be the prior price high that was posted during the August 26 trading period. And since we're back trading back above the exponential moving average cluster here, this is looking like the most likely scenario, because if we take a look at the indicator reading, we're starting to see the development here of a near-term uptrend. Of course, the longer-term trajectory here does remain focused on the downside, and we can't really ignore this. But we're starting to see some evidence here that there is a new upward price trend that is starting to emerge. So as long as this holds intact and remains in place, we can start to see share prices at least start to move back into overbought territory before we start to expect a rollover to the downside. So, the way things currently stand, the relative strength index reading is currently trading below 60. Anything above 70 would be considered to be overbought. So there is some room here for the top side, which would allow share prices to continue extending higher. And that should be more than enough room for share prices to actually break above this 120.80 level. So as things currently stand, this does look like this is what is starting to unfold here. There is still some bearish evidence on this chart. I don't want to just completely ignore that or disregard that. But overall, it does look like we're starting to sort of roll over here. And as long as this support zone coming in at 113.24, as long as this remains intact, as long as we can remain above the exponential moving average cluster, and as long as this reading in the relative strength index, this positive bullish new trend momentum that's starting to develop here, as long as this can continue to remain focused on the top side, we can continue to expect share prices to continue moving higher. And this is starting to look like more of a buy on dips rather than a catastrophic failure that could develop into the lower 70s. So, to the downside, if we did see a break below 113, I do think that we could probably be in store for some neutral sideways price trading. But the next level to watch here is definitely coming in at this 120.80 level. And that if we see a break above there, we should be looking for a retest of that 130 handle here for this stock relatively soon. So here's the current stock market update for NVIDIA Corporation, stock ticker NVDA. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market, lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership, and start trading stocks with the pros.